today in the standings.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's introduce our first player. Representing Kaizi Gaming, he is the blue Terran player from China. It is time.
And our Zerg. We haven't had a Zerg since our first series of the day, Grant. It feels good. It feels good to have a Zerg on the field. From South Korea and Dragon Phoenix Gaming, he is Dark. Now, Grant, before we have serious talk about this group, I did want to ask, are you aware of the fun backstory behind DPG?
I'm not, no. The logo's sick.
The logo is sick, and it sounds, if you say Dragon Phoenix Gaming, you're like, all right, I mean, that's dope as hell, right? Very cool. Apparently, it's an inside joke, because in Mandarin, if you just say DPG, it's apparently some sort of Chinese slang for, like, girls with a nice butt.
Nice!
I think it's slightly more raunchy than that. But yeah, I was talking to one of the Chinese organizers one time, and he was like, yeah, DPG is the greatest team name that's ever happened in StarCraft 2, because there's like a funny, because it's a Chinese team, right? So clearly that's like actually a little bit of the joke.
I respect that.
And most people have no idea. Oh yeah, I respect the hell out of that
guy,
as well.
I respect it. Okay, now let's talk about this. I'm going to lay a fact on you that I bet you didn't know, Creighton. Did you know that every time these guys play, Time wins at least one map?
Here, let me practice my double take. You can't see it on camera, but... What?
I bet you didn't know that fact and didn't tell me just before we started. There's
definitely no way. I actually looked it up on Wikipedia and told you before this match started. There's no way that's the case.
No
but yeah,
way.
Very cool, right? Time's always picked up at least one game off of Dark, which is a really interesting dynamic to have for this matchup, because right now, Grant, Dark is in the same, and I don't want to curse him here, he's in the same position that Clem was yesterday after 3 matches. 3-0, 6-0, undefeated, hasn't dropped a map.
We've seen Dark playing quite a lot of late game, and I'm not sure if Time is going to be as comfortable going hyper late. I feel like he's very confident in the mid game, where he can drop everywhere, where he can be very aggressive and outmaneuver and out-position. But Dark is, it's fair to say, one of the top 2 Zergs in the world. He is one of the favorites to win this entire event. If the Zerg is going to win it, it's going to be one of 2 people, most likely. Losing the Reaper there for Time is not a good start. If the Zerg is going to win, it's going to be one of 2 guys. One of them's finished and the other one's here. And Dark 2-0ing Serral as well, after Serral has been undefeated prior to that. It's a little bit scary right now how good he is looking, especially if you're a fan of foreign StarCraft, including Time. This is a bit scary, but, you know, oh my god, Dark is going to be aggressive, actually. I kind of jinxed it here, Creighton. What the hell is that?
They're both going to be aggressive, Grant. This is bananas. There's got to be an easy way to remember how to spell it. There's got to be an easy way to remember how to spell it. I just never can for some reason. Ghost Academy on the side of Time. Roaches on the side of Dark here, Grant, as the second gas just finishes up here for Dark. It does look like we are going to see some aggression. 3 Roaches immediately out. We should see some Ravagers coming on the way soon as this third base is up. But my guess is, Grant, it's not going to see a whole lot of mining unless this Roach attack from Dark doesn't do too well. But look at the other side of the map.
What absolute heck is this? I have not seen this. I don't know. I mean, it was a thing against Protoss for a small amount of time, where snipes can be very, very effective. But against a Roach push, I'm a little bit scared here. What is there going to be to kill Roaches? It's going to be a snipe every now and then, and there's going to be a bunch of Hellions. Neither of them are great at killing Roaches. Of course, there is also a third CC and a wall. The Ghost has been seen, and right now, Dark is probably just like, what is going on? I played Kalajor once, and I cannon rushed him, and I looked up over my monitor and saw him just laughing, and I imagine Dark is doing something similar, because it's just so ridiculous.
This is a really interesting push, though, Grant. Snipe is very dangerous on Queens, so if Dark didn't have all these Roaches out, this can be a really good... It can be a really, really good push. I haven't seen this for a long, I can't remember who did it, but I saw somebody do it in a major tournament last year around this time, and it was gangbusters. I was commentating with... I don't even remember at this point, but we were both losing our minds. We were like, oh my god, a Ghost Rush. It's been years. Like, you never see this anymore. But the fact that the Roach Warren is already down means that, yeah, Dark is going to be just fine against that. And that's going to force Time all the way back home. The good news is...
Just fancy.
He's got a 3rd CC up, so it's not the end of the day for Time yet, but that'll slow him down just a little bit. Dark, however, not as aggressive as we initially thought, right? Both of us were like, wow, Dark with that very early Roach Warren looks like he might be getting aggressive, but no, Lairtech just about halfway done. 3rd, 4th gas is finally just getting taken here for Dark, and he is going to start teching up into a bit of a longer mid game, so that'll be nice.
I'm very curious as to whether Time has been doing this often, and Dark was just aware, and he's got those defensive roaches. I don't know if Time had done this earlier today. Has he played any Zerg yet? No, he's not played Terror yet either.
Right, yeah,
so
he's got both his Zerg
doing this like in other tournaments or on the ladder. The Snipe's actually getting cancelled there. That's frustrating. Ghosts offer okay DPS generally. This is such a weird game. Okay. What's going to happen here, Creighton? Just break this down for me. I'm going to close my eyes.
Here's what's going to happen. Time's going to try and run up this ramp, and the Roaches are going to smack some acid down onto him. He might pick up 2 or 3 of these Hellions and try and go into the natural, but already Dark has Lings at the drop zone ready to go. I don't see any way for Time to penetrate through Dark's defenses here, even with some masterful snipes on some Queens or something. It's going to be a very, very difficult push. There's one snipe onto a Roach, but wasting a snipe on a Roach, that feels really bad, man. That's like when your EMP goes off and it hits an Ultralisk, and you're like, oh, all right, well, that's the thing.
And the thing is, Snipe takes so long, and Roaches are able to move forward because, see, the Ghosts aren't able to get those Snipes off before the distance is closed by the Roaches. They're very good against big, slow units, Ultras, Broodlords, things like that. But against the Roaches that are doing a pretty good job, this is scary. Right now, we do see a couple of Snipes going off, and the DPS from a Ghost is okay. He's using them almost like High Templar Storm dropping right now. He loads up into the medevac, unloads, hits that ability, and then loads back up. And I don't hate it, but this is free for Dark. Dark already is getting a hive. We are 7 minutes in and he's getting a hive. He feels so safe. Like, he is just not concerned. His creep is like 1 layer, hive, I'm just going to go. And I kind of don't hate that. I think that's going to end up being very, very efficient because everything is slowed down for Time.
Yeah, you know, Time's not in a terrible position or anything. He's going standard bio. And Grant, I don't want to be dismissive or anything, but, you know, how much can you screw up standard bio? It's not that tough. So it's going to be up against Hydra Lurker. And like you said, Hydra Lurker just doing gangbusters, and especially in the hands of talented Zerg players like Dark, so difficult to break and allows you to control so much of the tempo of the game. So I still like Dark's position here.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. I think Dark is in a great spot. I mean, having his hive, he's already up to 75 workers. Time's done a good job of constantly producing SCVs, and he's kept up in terms of economy. He's doing ground. He's mining very, very well, but his tech is what concerns me. Like, he only has 3 medevacs. He has a good amount of Marines, and he's going for a 16 Marine drop now. But it's a little scary. There's already Vipers, there's already Hydras, and soon to be Lurkers. And what does Time have? He doesn't have many tanks, only 3. He doesn't have, I mean, he has Ghosts to deal with the Vipers, I guess. But he's not going to be able to get into Liberators. He's not adding on those extra production facilities aside from barracks, of which he only has 5 instead of 8 as he'd like to have right now. It's just all feeling very scary.
Very scary indeed, Great. That's how I would classify it for sure. It's not that he's in a bad spot, right? It's just a very difficult spot to deal with. It's a little bit worrisome, honestly. 2-2 already on the way here for Dark, and one of the best ways that you could get ahead as a Bio Terran player is if your opponent forgets their upgrades, right? And you can take a really nice, effective trade and trade. And those upgrades will build up over time and be more and more effective. It's just not going to happen this time. We saw the drop sort of get canceled here from Time, spotted by Dark on the south side, and he's already got Roaches and a Queen here to deal with it. Dark looking as impenetrable and is undefeated. Oh my God, they're on hold position. Oh my God, they're on hold position, Grant. Oh no!
Oh, that's a lot of damage right now, Creighton. And we can see so many units instantly disappear. The tanks go down and Roaches pounce. And these Roaches, although they've kind of lost a bit of their efficiency as Roaches go through the game, they're not the best unit. They eat up a lot of supply, and they don't do too much damage. Time losing all of his key units. Tanks are so vital. He has 2. He's got 6 Hellbats. What are Hellbats doing against Lurkers? What are Hellbats going to be doing even against the Roaches? It just feels like Time is in a really rough spot here. And I don't mean that as a pun, because rough does also Ghost Rush. There's a Nidus coming out for Dark as well. He's soon going to be able to be all over the map, and our Terran player isn't. The drops haven't worked. How many workers has our Zerg lost, Creighton? I'll give you a clue. It rhymes with hero. He is this is just crazy. This is such a weird game. One thing Time has is he has good 2-2 timing. Just nothing's working. Oh, he's gonna get a cancel on a base. He did it.
Dark, do you see the double parasitic bomb on the double drop? That is Dark just flexing so hard and being like, bro, don't try and double drop me. I got enough Vikings that I will double parasitic bomb your freaking effects. That was insane. Lurkers on the north side and Dark down below. And here he is, Grant. Time stuck in the middle of Zerg.
Stuck in the middle of Zerg. Yeah, he's trying to get more ghosts, he's trying to get more mech units out here to support his Bioforce, but as you can see, he's just lost 6 SCVs. There's now a Nidus Worm going down as well. I'm not certain where that was. I'm guessing at the north side it looks like, yeah. Able to reinforce and keep these lurkers safe. Oh god, oh no, you can't do this. Okay, they do manage to retreat, kind of, but a lot of workers. 18 SCVs have just gone down in the blink of an eye, Creighton. The Roaches at this point can trade out because Dark has a decent bank. He wants to make more Hydras. He wants to make more lurkers. He wants to move into Banelings as well. He's going to try and trade as efficiently as he can. Maybe he can start using these Nidus Worms to even reposition the lurkers. That base has been destroyed, and that work account that Time worked so hard to get up is now not up, it's down. Oh, he's gonna lose a little lurkers though.
Yeah, surprisingly, trade those lurkers away. Good scan there from Dark, from Time rather. I think Dark getting maybe a little bit overeager, overextending just a tad there. But honestly, look at the bank right now for Dark. He does not give a flying rat's patoot about losing that many lurkers, Grant. He's still got 2K, 1K in the bank, and he's expanding all over the map. His creep spread, which left a little bit to be lacking earlier, has really been picking up, and he's going to be able to connect these bases fairly easily. And the dual pronged harass that we saw there earlier, just fantastic. Look not only at the upgrades that Dark is getting, going for that +1 melee, +3 carapace, +3 missile attack, but also speed and the spire and an extra base, and like again, throwing away a big army here. Time taking a good fight, but I don't think Dark cares, Grant. He just wants to keep Time busy while he remaxes. Still taking a decent fight there. Both army supplies plummeting. That really wasn't as bad as it looked on the. It's better than it looked on screen if you look at the graphs and on paper and everything.
Yeah, Time is still down nearly 50 supply. You see the Spire coming down. Time is only now starting a 3-3. It's been a long time waiting too. We can see here Nidus Worm trying to go up. Actually, is that tank going to kill? It killed his friend. The tank actually, the Nidus Worm was just used purely for friendly fire to kill the tank. That's so cute. Dark is playing like a whole different level right now. And I think Time is doing great. As we said, he really kept up economically. Dark is now at 98 workers though. His 3-3 is about to finish. His Hydras are going to do a ton of damage. Got rid of all of that dead supply in Roaches, and he's getting the Banelings in. He's getting +2 melee as well for his Banelings. These Ghosts are way too far forward right now. They're going to be pounced upon here. The Lurkers burrowing a little bit slowly here does mean that it's not great. This command center, I think, will probably survive? Question mark? No. GG, no. Dark picks up map 1.
That playstyle from Dark felt suffocating. And Grant, we haven't had the pleasure of seeing any of Dark's other games yet today, because we've been casting the other series on our channel. So this is our first glimpse into what Dark's been doing lately, but it's not different, it doesn't seem, than the Dark that we know from GSLs in the past and everything. He's playing this suffocating, aggressive style, not allowing you to expand, not allowing you to really take advantage of any sort of positioning or anything. Great map awareness, great map vision, good army control. And even though he had a couple odd fights there where I was like, "Ooh, Dark, pay attention, buddy," you know, missing a little bit here and there. Just Time never had room to breathe, never ever.
No, very well played. We can't forget that this started as a very odd game. There was a Ghost Rush in 2021 from Time that did nothing. It completely failed. He killed like a roach with his ghosts. Not great. So Time still did very, very well, considering that build didn't work out for him. But it did feel like Dark was kind of having a bit of fun by the end. He could do whatever he wanted. He used a bloody Nidus Worm to kill a siege tank with friendly fire. Like, that's just ridiculous. People don't do that. That's not how you play StarCraft. That's too next level. That's like TLO stuff right there. You know, Dr. Dario would come up with that kind of thing.
But some real wrinkle brain nonsense.
That brain was so wrinkly. No, I'm not going to finish that sentence. I nearly got banned on Twitch then.
Thank goodness. Here, I'll give you an appropriate one to use instead.
Okay, please do.
From an American classic called Maniac McGee. His brain has more dips and doodles than Albert Einstein's.
Nice, I like it.
There you go.
I like
that's like a very
doodles.
Child-friendly, like.
Yeah, mine wasn't like that. You can.
He's a cerebral fella.
You can watch my personal stream for what I would have said there.
If you want to learn how to curse like a Bristol sailor.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, we're getting into map 2 on Lightshade Craton. Dark up 1-0. Let's do it. Let's get into this and see how this is going to work out. Our first player in the top left, representing Kaizi Gaming, he is the blue Terran player from China. It's time. For time.
And his opponent, the bottom right-hand side here in the red from DPG and South Korea, he is Dark. All right, Grant, what's the over-under here on the Ghost Rush again from Time? Surely, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
No.
He is going to get the... No?
No, it didn't work at all. I mean, you could go next level and go, oh, he's not going to make 4 defensive early roaches again. There's no way I'm going to do it. But I think right now Time has to feel like, okay, actually, Dark took some pretty rough fights. He lost a lot of lurkers, maybe sloppily. He was too far ahead at that point, so it didn't matter. But it's time you have to think, maybe I can just go in even and outplay him. Maybe there's a chance. As we said, these guys have played quite a bit, and Time has always taken a map. Every series they play, Time takes a map. So he must feel like he can compete on a macro level with him. I liked the very, very cheeky build. I love to see something completely batshit insane, but I don't think you can pull that out more than once in a best of 3 unless it like really works.
Yeah, Dark had to be really happy. Like, I think he said it, had to be really happy seeing those ghosts come across and going like, oh, excellent. This is like a... Pardon me, not a build order loss, but like a build order auto defense. Thank goodness. Very cool stuff. But speaking of build orders, Grant, we're seeing much more standard stuff so far. Reaper expand here out of Time, and Dark going for a gas pool hatch. So is hatch going down just a little bit later? I think maybe potentially a little worried about some sort of proxy play. It wouldn't be out of character for Time to proxy barracks in like a game 2, especially after a rough game 1 like that. But nothing of the kind. Reaper down, and now the factory on the way here for Time. So not even a 2-1-1, not even that early aggression. Factory, gas, bog standard stuff from Time here.
Yeah, Dark stayed in gas for like quite a while. He's now pulled out or pulled down to just 1 worker in the gas geyser, I believe. Yeah, he stayed with 3 for a while. He definitely wanted to have a lot of gas in the bank in case he saw something crazy again. Or in case he saw that the CC was late, he could just throw down that Roach Warren. But this is pretty standard so far from both of our players aside from that. Speed on the way here, no Roach Warren. We've not seen a Ghost Academy yet. Time has his first Reaper out, and he's getting 1 Marine to follow in case there were 2 lanes that went across the map. But right now everything is very normal, and it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing that Ghost Academy anytime soon. No Ghost Academy at the 3-minute mark in a game? What are you even doing, Time? What year is this? I know. There's the 1-1-1, and of course the tech lab onto the factory. Could be a swap over potential here, although this is a very early tech lab. If there's going to be a swap, there is. Yeah, he is just going to use it for the swap over here. So looks like Banshees coming out of Time. Now, Grant, we've seen cloaked Banshees in TVZ quite a bit in this tournament, and I remember the very first time they came through, I was like, oh, I'm not feeling it anymore. It feels like Zerg players can defend really well, and of course, as soon as I said it, I think it was maybe Maru, who got some Banshees in, and just 2 Banshees that like stayed on the edge of a mineral line, 3, 4, 5 kills, and then you just moved them away, and then came back in and picked off an extractor or killed some more drones on another mineral line or something. So we are going to see Time with the Banshee, and I'd love to see Cloak coming down here just for that extra utility, mobility, and volatility. Yeah, he has the money. It doesn't look like he is aiming to go for that. He would want to be starting that off pretty soon, so by the time it gets across the map, it is done. Looks like it's just going to be 1, maybe 2 Banshees without Cloak for now, and a whole bunch of Hellions in the front as well. Of course, holding Cloak means you do have that extra gas that you can pop into a couple more Hellions or into your tech to move forward. Stim starting off as well, so that's where the gas is going. A quicker Stim instead. Dark getting his 3rd hatchery finished. It's at a very good time. He's got a good amount of Queens at 4, but he's building 3 more, going up to 7, which seems to be that sweet spot for Zergs. If that's one thing we've learned from Zergs in this tournament, and it's 7 Queens is where Serral's going, it's where Dark's going, it's probably right. 3rd CC has gone down for Time, immediately scouted here by Dark. Time always putting that 3rd CC in the wall, not something a lot of players do. Some put it in the main to hide it. Time doesn't want to hide his tech just wants to play mid to late game StarCraft right now.
Which is a bold choice, right? Dark is an excellent defender, and again, he's excellent at that mid-game control all over the map. So really exciting to see a player like Time who wants to go toe-to-toe with Dark. Again, these guys faced each other, I think, in 7 different logged series on Liquipedia last year in 2020 alone. So very familiar with each other, very familiar with their mechanics, and it's emboldening really to see Time going for this late game play, saying, no, I'll go toe-to-toe. And we're going to see some pretty good bio play at a time here. We got double NG Bay dropping down. In the main base, interesting placement there, I guess, to prevent a Baneling roll by, Ling roll run by, something.
I think Ling drop.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of Ling drops lately. Maybe that's what it's for. And then Barracks coming down as well.
That some of the top Zergs do. Serral does it in this matchup from time to time. And I like to think Dark and Serral play a very similar style. They're both capable of playing Ling Bane Muta, or playing Hydra Lurker, or playing just mass Ling Bane. They're very, very versatile. They can be aggressive, as we saw in map 1. Dark not afraid to make an early Roach Warren to be aggressive or defensive. And in this game, 6-minute lair or 5.5-minute lair, much more standard here from Dark. He's really been playing StarCraft. I mean, we saw Maru play some incredible StarCraft. But Dark so far, I believe, is the only player to go 7-0. Trying to think if anyone else did. I don't know if Prem went 7-0 before he lost some maps. But very few players have been playing as perfectly as Dark. Supply block there as that Overlord finally going down. That's seen everything. But at this point, Dark not too worried about that. Upgrades ticking along for both. 1-1 a bit quicker here for Dark. Baneling speed on the way. And that is an infestation pit already. 6.5 minutes in. Dark is going to be most likely skipping that Spire, playing Ling Bane and going straight up into Lurkers.
Wow, a lot of Ling Bane I expect out of Dark. It's been a long time since I've seen double macro hatchery in the main Grant. That is going to be a lot of larva getting powered out for Dark here. And the bad news for him right now is that he's got a little scouting force of Lings up the top side, but I don't know that he's necessarily spotted this attacking force coming across. And this actually packs a bit more of a punch than you might expect. A lot of creep clearing going to happen with that Raven, the single tank on the ramp, very difficult to deal with, and the Hellions in the back to make sure there's no surround, no flank. The Ling run by gets 7 of the SCVs to the third base, but now Time can defend and hopefully get some counter damage done, Grant.
7 is a lot of SCVs to go down at this point, and every second that goes by, Baneling speed is a bit closer to being completed. If this base goes down, that would be so big for Time right now. If he can go onto even bases against his Zerg opponent, but we do see already our Zerg player is lining up for a bit of a flank. It does look like Time is actually just going to retreat backwards. He's probably going to lose this tank. It's not taking the right path. Oh, going to fix it. Medevac, maybe pick it up, save him. Yeah, he's just going to roll away. A good counterattack by Dark, of course, but Time is now in the position where he's taken over in supply. Not uncommon at about 8-minute mark here for a Terran player. Dark, though, is getting Burrow. He's getting +2. He's getting his Hive, and his creep spread is starting to get very good through the center. Weak on the south side, weak on the very north. But through the center, very, very strong, and that's going to allow for these big Ling run-bys consistently. Time right now is going to have to really micro well in order to take this.
Grant, if we see more burrowed Banelings exploding in mineral lines, I am going to be the happiest man in the universe today.
I'm a Time fan.
I mean, come on. You can't... I'm a fan of burrowed Banelings in mineral lines. Like, I just love watching that explosion animation happen. So we'll see if I get lucky today, but who knows. Queens, of course, going to drive this away. Great discipline from Dark Focus, firing those Queens onto the Medevacs. And again, we're going to see, wow, Time overstaying his welcome a little bit here, and we'll lose this entire drop. Looks like he forgot about it while he's controlling the drop on the south side. And Time can't afford to throw those things away right now, only on 66 workers. And Dark is just double expanded, right? He's got this base going down and this base going down at the 3 o'clock as well. Another little run by from Dark, and these Banelings gonna find their marks.
Yeah, I remember Rotterdam, oh my god, saying once that it can be quite difficult to take a 4th base as a Zerg because it will always be pressured. So just take 2. If you lose 1, you've got to back up. For now, though, Dark's run-bys are just devastating Time. He's so good. I mean, if you took nameplates off, I would easily say every time this is Dark, Serral, or Raynor playing, he just looks like one of the best Zergs, one of the best StarCraft players in the world, finding damage consistently. He's now nearly doubled his workers to that of his opponent. He's dealing with this multi-pronged pressure so well. He's even finding skill damage at the north side and Time side. This CC set burning could go down, Creighton. It can't afford, Time can't afford to lose that. GG Dark with that 2-0 looking devastating.